This hall and the gallery, there are examples of portraits of Roman personages of different social classes, also on status and state, which mark statue and strong need of representation. Statue. A masterpiece of honorary sculpture from the late Republican period, the statue portrays an elderly person with a young nude body. This statue, probably destined for a burial, is of an old man with highly realistic facial features, wearing a short, tight toga of the type worn in the Republican year. The appearance of an adult man with an energetic, dominating expression is artistically and crisply represented in this portrait. The foul brown, intense gaze and slightly open mouth give this statue a proud, passionate expression, reminiscent of the impressionistic iconography of Alexandrian art. In ancient Rome, the term fasti was used for the calendar created by the high priest and exhibited in a public place in order to regulate the life of the citizens. It indicated the dies fasti, that is, the days on which certain activities were permitted. The neck is cut for insertion of a head into a bust or statue.
Appunto poi ricordiamo che si sviluppano proprio delle scuole a tutti gli effetti negli anni
The statue shows the figure of a man portrayed in heroic nudity, the use of which was reserved for military leaders and sword rings. The muscular body leans on a spear headed on top, while his right hand is dropped behind his back in a pose inspired by Alexander the Great, with a lance and hurricanes resting in the Greek sculpture. From the 2nd century BC onwards, Rome became involved in a phenomenon of deep Hellenization brought on by the city's progressive contact with the Greek world. The lunatics were detached from the walls of a tomb discovered in the early 20th century at Molupo, which is no longer visible and is known only from description from the time of its discovery. The tomb has a rectangular chamber digged during a ceiling and the floor. Some of the grave goods survived looting from the ancient times, and the painting as well. Alongside the fruits, another two features dominate this tricedium: the many birds flying or sitting on the tree branches, also on a larger scale than the plants and the wind. A strong wind shakes all the trees, which may have helped psychologically to populate the cool of the underground triclinia in the hot summer of the surrounding countryside, and the wind makes the environment of these rooms feel like and surrounding the countryside, neither stylized or nor symbolic, but only and wonderfully realistic. In comparison with the courtly characteristic of painting of Hellenistic and Classicist type evident in the Augustan and Antonine periods, artistic styles of an impressionistic or popular character prevailed in Roman painting of the 3rd century AD. The use of marble cut into slabs of varied form and dimensions of the decoration of pavements and walls originated in the East in the distant past and spread to Rome and Italy already in the Republican period. The two panels with inlaid polychrome glass on display in this room that come from the Gorga collection have been, for example, rightly attributed together with from luxurious suburban villa of Emperor Lucius Verus, excavated at the end of the last century along Via Cassia. So the paintings of early Augustan period seem to Vitruvius, new and unprecedented for their rich and varied subject matter and realization, brilliant and costly colors. The paintings of cryptoportics, the paintings in the long corridor which got light only from small, high-placed windows are on a white background. The decoration is from a residential area. The owners, we have no evidence as who built the villa, but from the quality of the decoration it is clear that the owner was high social standing. Comparison with the paintings from the house of Augustus in the Palatine suggests that he was a member of Augustus' circle, very probably the general Marcus Vipstanius Agrippa. Agrippa was a close friend of Augustus and further connected to him by marriage to Augustus' third daughter, Julia. He owned the property in the area. bedroom number 8. The bedroom, an intimate space with a bed divided onto antechamber and bed alcove, has rich decoration whose dominant color is expansive cinnabar red. Architectural elements render the perspective complete, with shadows are setting in representation of a picture hung on walls. Room B and D, clearly bedrooms, were symmetrically arranged and projected further onwards than the large room C. They opened onto a rectangular on-roof space that must have been a garden and generally Bedroom D. The bedroom has a decoration very similar to that of the bedroom B and uses cinnabar red. The rear of the alcove, 3 women perform sacrificial ceremony in a rustic shrine. Presidium C. In the center of the dining room was a table with 3 couches, on which the diners reclined as they ate. The southern exposure of the room and its main color suggests it was meant to be used in the winter. Corridor FG. The corridor was converted into two wings of the villa, partly straight and partly curved, following the shape of the central cathedral. The corridor was covered passageway that connected the 2 wings of the villa. The complex of wall paintings and mosaics from the villa at Castel di Gordo is of particular interest in the sphere of urban pictorial documentation of the 1st century AD, otherwise scarcely documented. On the 19th century, work for the building for the first central station which the pontifical government wanted in the area of the place is known as the Villa, brought to light numerous traces of Roman Imperial period. Room E8 is divided by two piasters in order to organize the space better and to accommodate articles of furniture. The elegantly designed mosaic has a central panel with motifs of vegetation, birds, and goblets of wine, and all around the stars, trellises, and roses, whose lights combine well with those of the paintings. A large fresco covered in the curving wall of the vestibule E5 was positioned at the entrance of the house onto the street. Carved in high relief, the female figure is dressed in a tunic wrapped in a loose fringed mantle. The Emperor Antonius Pius is portrayed in larger-than-life dimensions. The sculpture is a replica of a portrait type known as the Formia type, created at the moment when Antonius Pius assumed the title of the emperor. Originally from one of the most impressive areas of Hadrian's villa, the Golden Square, the portrait of Emperor Marcus Aurelius. This very high-quality portrait shows an image of character absorbed in meditation in the past, identified as Lucius Verus, emperor with Marcus Aurelius. The inland face with beard, the projecting lower lip, the close-set eyes with lower forehead, it is features of Lucius Verus. The head is fragment of a colossal statue portraying the Emperor Commodus, and this statue, the bust portrayed a young Emperor Commodus with a barbular, thick curly hair and bulging eyes. The portrait shows an older man captured a pose of meditation. The sculpture reproduces the feature of the thinker or private citizen portrayed as a philosopher. The portrait figure has a type of beard and hairstyle that recalls model of images of Greek philosophers. Faustina Minor, daughter of Antonius Pius and wife of Emperor Marcus Aurelius, seems to be wrapped in a mantle which covers her head. The image shows Emperor in one of his best-known representations, the Antonius Pius. The Vibia Sabina, the wife of Emperor Hadrian, is portrayed with a diamond. This high-quality portrait shows an image of the emperor at around 40 years old. Sarcophagus of Marcus Claudius. Sarcophagus